in 2022 at Tip Top Snack Bar.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a new edition of the Swis Jon Show. I am Swis, and I'm here with my good friend, Jonathan. How are you, Jonathan?
Hey, hello, Swis. I'm doing very good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Wait, so I see some slander in the chat, and we're late again. We're blaming Putin for this one. Come on. I've been making some efforts lately.
Yeah, that was only 30 seconds. Yeah, come on, give us a break.
It could have been worse. Come on, be nice, guys.
Yeah. So Danger Will Robinson put the punchline out. Swis Jon Show now with 10% more watch talk. Yes. By the way, hello everyone in the audience, and thank you very much for commenting.
Boys. Hang on, wait a second. Do you know that the customer is always right? You do not go against what the customer is saying. The customers are your audience. You respect what they say and listen to them. It'll make
no excuses.
Make better show. All right?
Okay. No excuses. Just tighten up our asses and move on.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. So what do we have planned for today?
What a week.
What a week, guys. But we are here to talk about watches. So we have planned to talk about Cartier watches today because yes, Cartier does make some interesting watches when they want to.
Yes, to my observation, they become a kind of a channel favorite. And if you remember, when I was started, I was the Lange guy and didn't speak about anything else. So okay.
There are well, more than two, but in my opinion, two brands that fit into this category that have made some major forward stepping with their watch game lately. And to some extent, Cartier has been doing this since, forever. But they have been making some very, very nice pieces lately. And in my opinion, the other one is Hermès, which we might talk in some later episode. I am really happy about what Hermès is doing right now. Since basically the Heure de la Lune in 2019, then the H08, and now their new, I think it's a World Time. They have a new World Time.
But in my opinion, they
some awesome watches.
In my opinion, they started with a slim Hermès, which is spectacular in my
opinion. But we are here to talk about Cartier. So you guys know about the Cartier Tank, Cartier Santos, Cartier Ballon Bleu.
Wait. Are you French guys spelling it Tank?
Tank.
And not tank?
Tank.
Okay.
Yeah, Tank.
Learn something. Okay.
It's the Cartier Tank.
Hang on, wait a minute, guys. Hold on, before you continue. There's a gentleman in here, Chris Cruz. Look at him. Yeah, did you read what he said? This guy's a fucking genius, this guy. He knows what he's talking about. That's what I have to
Yes.
say about that. Oh,
I'm not sure if he means that you and the captain are the great watch minds, or if we are the great watch minds which are brought by Mr. GMT and the captain.
I
Can
think
you
that's
elaborate?
I think that's the more
Okay.
likely explanation.
Okay, so then I take that compliment.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
listen,
I would have.
listen. You can take it any way you want, through the arts, through everything you want. But I'm just trying to say this guy's a genius.
Okay.
Okay, so Cartier's, the mainstream collections, but Cartier have been doing this for a long time. It's called the collection privée. Basically, it is like the VIP collection of Cartier, more expensive, more exclusive, and well, basically they just put more effort into it, and it is usually very artistic.
Yes.
For
So
a
basically
very long time, it has been more about the artistic part than the innovation part. But
Yeah.
you will see in a few minutes that they are making some very big leaps both ways right now. So, for example, you might know the Cartier Cloche, the Cartier Tortue, which they made with a monopusher
Chronograph, yeah.
chronograph or even a minute repeater. The Cartier Tank asymétrique, the Cartier Bamboo,
Crash.
whatever. They made it all. They made everything. And one of them was called the Cartier Coussin, and I have it right here. So you can see it has all the Cartier landmarks. The dial is very Cartier, the hands are Cartier. There is even the little cabochon that is very Cartier, but there is this very interesting case shape that is called the coussin, which means pillow, a pillow in French. So you can see the pillow shape of the.
Isn't it cushion?
Yeah, cushion, coussin. Yeah, pillow, cushion. Isn't that the same?
Pillow is for the head. Cushion is for the butt.
Oh,
where you sit
well,
on it.
Would you sit on your Cartier? Well, whatever. Okay. So, as you can see, they have relaunched the.
Boys, is this? Are we talking sex talk here? Are we talking watches? What the hell are you talking about here, mate? Get your shit together.
Just let us build the suspense.
For once, you could have made a sleeping joke with the cushion, and you fucked it up, man.
Listen, hey, listen. No one's fucking perfect here. You guys are perfect. No one's fucking perfect.
So I haven't seen this little presentation. So as you can see right there, heavily gem setted. So it takes, it takes this very interesting case shape of the Cartier Coussin, the vintage one that I've shown you. Obviously, it is now a bit more modern, like very more modern. And it has a very, I would say, very complex style of gem set.
Yes, it is inverted setting.
Yeah.
Don't put out the suspense.
No worries.
Don't screw it up. Swis.
So let's start with this one, actually. So this is and this is, by the way, so Parisian. It isn't the Cartier Coussin. It is the Coussin de Cartier. That is very Parisian. Can I have some nice photos? Except for that one. Well, maybe I can.
I really like those those.
This one is amazing, by the way. So they have come with a few color combinations. No, seriously, isn't there some more? Let's do it the old way. Okay, very good example. Open image. Tuck. There we go. So they have a few more color combinations, but it's basically the same watch in different variations of color and gem setting and material. Very Cartier, very elegant. I have to say, I very much appreciate this case shape. sometimes they come with something that is completely, out of a LSD trip. For example, the Cartier Crash, what is it? The jungle tiger thing. Yeah, it's a bit too much bonkers for me.
Swiss, there is a comment by Watches63. If Cartier hasn't kicked Swiss out of the shop, they aren't even a luxury brand.
Yeah. So for the record, they did kick me out of the Cartier building in the Watches and Wonders.
Yes. Story of your life,
yeah,
Swiss.
Story of my life. So you have your basic blue, basic, feminine. But look at this one. This is where it comes interesting because Cartier, they don't give a shit. Cartier, when they want to make something interesting, look at this one with the spikes. What do you think about those spikes right here? I think this is awesome.
It is a little bit Valentino, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is awesome. This has how can you say in English? It has character.
Okay.
Yeah. It is. So Chris Clues, they're very elegant. I will never let my wife see these watches. True.
Well, Chris, I have your phone number, so I could call your wife if you want. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just very curious if they talk about the movement that's inside. Let's take
Bad
this
preparations with.
As usual. Is there, obviously, they don't really talk about it. Two-tone.
Listen, this is not your first show. You should have your shit already worked out. What the fuck's going on here?
Okay, so if they don't mention the movement, it
is quartz movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but it is very interesting in the aesthetic, domain.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have something else to say about those watches, or I can go to the next one?
No, I like the aesthetics. Beautiful, elegant ladies' watch.
Yes.
With a modern take, but very classic looking. So I like them.
And very expensive.
I have a take on them. They look fucking boring.
Come on, this one doesn't look boring.
Let's speak about your date, just Mr. DMT.
Okay, so now I want to go to
Don't fucking get me.
I want to go to the interesting one because actually they came out with the Coussin de Cartier.
Yeah.
But they also came out with the Coussin Innovation. Now this is very interesting.
Innovation.
Yeah, thank you. Translator, thank you. Innovation. Is it this page? Where is it? There it is.
There it is.
So Coussin Innovation. Here they made something that I think is quite unique. I have never seen before in any other watch, and it is both technically very interesting and artistically very poetic, and I absolutely love it. And I think we could see it in the video. So if I go back to this one, okay, so we have our boring watches. This is the Cartier Coussin Innovation. And you can maybe see here on the pattern that something is going on. This is not your typical gem setting. Can you see right there? There is a motion in the case of the watch. Obviously, it's like 3 seconds long, so I'll have to loop it for the next 3 seconds. Look at that. It has a unique, supple case. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing because it is called the Cartier Coussin, the cushion. It is a cushion shape watch case. Not only that, it is a real cushion.
Yeah.
It is supple.
Dave Corey says it's better than we could say it's spongy.
It's spongy.
Yes, exactly that. That's it. And that's why it's called Coussin. And in my opinion, that is really innovative. It is not really 100% new, because in jewelry you try to imitate this kind of
but has it been
fabric.
done in a watch?
No. You try to make it feel like a fabric.
Yeah.
So it's a similar technology, but to have this 180 degrees coussin, which is springy, spongy, is absolutely new.
And as always, they have those, multiple declination material and gem setting. But I really wanted to showcase this, interesting innovation from Cartier, which, by the way, I never saw it mentioned before on any other stream. So.
And they didn't let you squeeze it at Watches and Wonder?
Oh, fuck no, they didn't.
Okay.
They didn't even let me see it, those bastards.
So enough ladies' watches.
Yeah. Deck.
Sorry, guys, for boring you with ladies' watches, but we're not only talking about movements. When there is something really emotional and poetic, we also go into ladies' watches.
Because we could be talking about...
Hurry the fuck up. Yeah.
We could be, talking another half an hour about the Rolex left-hand drive GMT. But...
Yeah. We have Speedy Hernandez. From that angle, it looks like it could be called the hamburger de Cartier.
Le hamburger de Cartier. That is actually really good. A really nice one. Le hamburger.
I think we have a new nickname for the watch.
That is amazing. I love it. I don't know which one I prefer, even the sponge or the hamburger. Good one, guys. Good one.
Okay. So can we go to the Mystérieuse for a second, just on my particular request? Or did you delete it?
Wait. I think I have to get the link once again. It's going to be there in just 1 second.
There are speculations about your shirt. Is that a Hawaiian shirt that you're wearing?
No, it's it does have palm trees on it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't come from Hawaii, so...
Yeah, we're not asking Mr. GMT what kind of shirt.
It is not a true Hawaiian shirt, I guess.
Okay. Most of the true Hawaiian shirt have buttons made out of coconut shell.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well...
I'm a lover of Hawaiian shirt. I have a couple of them.
This one is way too cheap to have that. So,
hey, Jonathan, you don't know shit. You think you know everything.
Okay, we have the Mas Mystérieuse. We were talking about that last time. There is a very nice video, and what I like is that explosive video or reverse explosion, just to show how complex this watch is to make. And I'm reminded on magicians. The secret of magicians is that it looks easy, but behind the scenes it's bloody complex and very difficult.
Yeah.
And I have been reminded when I saw this video. It looks easy, it looks simple, but it's really complex. I think it took 8 years for Cartier to finish that watch.
Oh wait, the frame just before that was amazing. Yeah. I really like that one. So you can see the complexity of that watch. So the balance mass is over here, which is also the movement. But you can see it is only 1/2 of the true movement, because there is so much more that goes, hidden inside the what do you call it, the hour track right there. And you can also see if I go back to that frame, you can see those 2 rings that are basically the rings that are used to move the hands,
the sapphire
independently. Yeah,
discs,
with sapphire discs, which is a trick that they already used before with the Tourbillon Mystérieux.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can see how so much more is happening behind, well, basically inside the watch case, which is really amazing. There was one other watch, and I cannot remember. I think it was, I might be completely wrong. I think it was Corum who made, was it Corum who made basically a watch that was a big square and just had a little bar with the hands in the middle, and the entire movement is inside the case.
I don't
Do you know
remember
what
that. No, I don't remember that. And I remember they had a kind of stick movement, which was in
man,
a
now
crystal.
that I'm talking about it, I cannot remember it. But
Okay.
yeah, it is, you know, the art of hiding most of the movement.
hiding
Yeah,
the mechanism,
which is
yes.
very nice and very.
Yes. And we have been talking about this, about modern technology. You remember Phoenix brands and all this stuff. So this watch is so complex that without a computer for designing or for construction, you will be totally lost, I would say.
Yeah.
So modern technology is not only a curse or a sign of a lack of tradition and a lack of skills. It is also very useful for very innovative ideas and to realize them, to make them true. We've been talking about the price last time. We didn't find it out, but now I found it out. It's 300,000 euros for this watch, and they make 30 of them.
300,000.
Yes.
Which is a lot. But
Are they out of their goddamn fucking mind? 300 fucking thousand.
If you want something that unique, I think it kind of makes sense.
And Mr. GMT, Cartier, for the 300,000, they offer free wrist shavings for your lifetime.
Can I tell you something? I better get something else, a happy ending or something out of this, because this is fucking bullshit getting paid for that.
Yeah, Rohit says Corum Golden Bridge, but as far as I know, the Corum Golden Bridge has
it's not that one that I'm talking about. It is really the entire movement was hidden within the case. Everything was.
We'll find it out for next time.
Yeah. Let's make it our homework assignment.
Yes.
But Corum Golden Bridge, another interesting one. And how many of them were there produced?
30. They're making 30. It's in platinum. It's 12 millimeters thick, so very reasonable if you consider the multiple layers that the movement consists of.
So, John, the question: if you were offered one, would you get it?
If you give me the choice of a Lange minute repeater and that, I will take the Lange minute repeater. Let's put it that way.
Or two Richard Lange.
Yeah, Richard Lange, you mean the tourbillon with the flip-flop dial?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the flip-flop dial. Yes. Yeah, but either way, amazing watch.
Yeah,
we love it.
So
beautiful.
Let's move on to the next topic. I think we had some homework because somebody complained that we haven't been speaking about the tourbillon by Grand Seiko.
Yep, and there it is.
So
the Grand Seiko Kodo, which means
allow me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which means what?
It means heartbeat.
Heartbeat. Yes.
Yeah.
So before we go into the meat and potato of that, let me go a little bit to watchmaking theory. So there are two main issues with precision of wristwatches. One issue is gravity, which influences the precision of watch movements. The other thing is the changing. What is it? The other problem is that the force of the mainspring is not constant. So when the watch is wound full, the torque is higher than at the end of the power reserve. Do you know? So when the watch is wound full, is the watch running faster or slower, Swis? And at the end, is it running faster or slower?
I would say when it is full, it is working faster as it has more torque, and as torque goes down, energy goes down, it slows down.
And you're wrong. Because I'm told, I haven't checked, but I'm told that it's the other way around.
Is it the other way around?
Yes, when it's fully wound, the balance
would have
swings
more
with
amplitude.
Yes, full amplitude, and that takes longer than at the
Interesting.
end when it's only having a little amplitude, which means then it's running faster.
That does make sense.
Yes. So
good one.
Yeah. That was a trick question. I apologize. I seldomly do that, but I just had to flex a little bit. Okay, so we are talking about gravity, and the main solution for problems with gravity is the tourbillon, because basically you take the entire escapement, let it rotate around each other within a minute, and basically in theory, all positions are covered, and that tourbillon is creating a constant error. That is the trick. Tourbillon creates a constant error, and a watchmaker can regulate out a constant error. If you tell a watchmaker the watch is running 5 seconds fast and the next day 2 seconds slow, the watchmakers will tell you, so what should I regulate it? Should I regulate it faster or slower? So the trick is to have a constant error, and that can be regulated out. And that is basically the purpose of a tourbillon. So the tourbillon roots out problems with gravity. Now about the mainspring. Do you want to take over? Solutions for...
about the force constant?
Yes, force constant.
Okay, and, so as Jonathan was talking about before with his tricky question, as you wind the mainspring, and you have full torque when you have full energy inside the mainspring, and as the energy gets dissipated into the movement and the mainspring releases the energy, torque goes down, and basically the force is less. And this would lead to, for example, your watch running fast. Now we know it.
Yeah, at the end, it's running faster than at the beginning.
Exactly. And this is not good at all if you want to have a very accurate movement. So what is the trick? So you have two main categories. You have more, but two main categories of mechanisms to get over this. You have one that is called the fusée chain, which is famously used either in the Alain Gaunzone or Romain Gauthier. Is famous for producing a very high-end fusée chain movement, where basically you have a chain going around a pyramidal shaped wheel, and as it unwinds, the circumference gets wider, and so this basically regulates the force as it goes over time.
Yeah, the lever changed because of that.
I think I should bring up
boys, can I
an image for that.
Question about this watch? How are you supposed to read the time on it? I can barely see the hands. I can barely see anything.
Yeah,
what
but
the fuck?
They can loom it for you, Mr. GMT, or paint in pink, your favorite color.
But turn the fucking pink. Why are you lying about the color that I like? I'm fucking colorblind. How can I like any color? You freaking liar.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the point is here. Barely see that. Just kick Mr. GMT for a second, please.
Well, you made it full screen. Made it full screen. Okay, so wait, I was sharing my thing. Okay, there we go.
So that is the cone-shaped wheel, and the lever basically changes from the outside to the inside. So when it's fully wound, it's on the small part of the cone, which means the lever is short, and at the end, it is on the large part of the cone. And
it is wide, therefore it has more torque. It basically counterbalances the phenomenon that we were talking about right before. This, however, is extremely expensive and extremely hard to make because you have to make this tiny, tiny chain. Can you imagine this inside your watch? Yeah, this is very hard to make. Another one that is interesting, it's called the remontoir. And this is famously used by, what's his name?
FP Journe.
FP Journe, yeah. FP Journe. Wait, do I have a nice photo of a remontoir? There we go. Is it good enough?
It doesn't matter how it looks. Basically, what happens is the main spring winds another spring.
Exactly. It winds another spring, which itself releases the force at a timed interval. So basically, it's like a capacitor. It gets energy, then boom, it releases it. Gets energy, then boom, releases it. This has.
I'm thinking about something else when you say about that.
Are you that quick, GMT? I hope not.
Yeah, 8 seconds.
Yes, unfortunately.
So this has two advantages compared to the fusée chain. It is relatively easier to make. It is. Is it just
Very
as good?
true, Rob.
I think it is just as good.
I think it's as good, but it can be made smaller.
Yeah,
much smaller.
But there is one other thing that I absolutely love is that you get an integrated deadbeat second if you make it at a 1 second interval. For example,
Marco asked a good question. Who was the first watchmaker to feature a remontoir? It was not FP Journe. I don't know. I guess it was Breguet, but I'm not
in a watch. This actually, I am not sure I know.
We could Google that, but Marco, just tell us.
Yeah, Marco, please tell us. I thought it was FP Journe, to be honest, with the his Octa series. But yes, if you time it right, you get deadbeat second. That usually is what FP Journe uses, or Grönefeld has a famous one that is timed for 8 seconds. Marco says it was Derek Pratt, a famous English watchmaker.
I think I've heard that too, yes. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Okay. So another mechanism to get a force constante.
So, but usually the remontoir is separate from the escapement.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
There has been a tourbillon remontoir by FP Journe, but the remontoir sits somewhere else than the tourbillon sits. And now comes the trick of the Grand Seiko.
Yeah, basically Grand Seiko managed to integrate the remontoir within the tourbillon. And I hope I can get... Is there a video about that? I thought I saw it somewhere. Well, basically here is the blueprint. So you can see here is your escapement with the tourbillon cage. Okay. Here underneath you get the remontoir.
The blue part is the remontoir.
And you can see in there the tourbillon, which is gonna make turns inside the remontoir. So basically both cages, the blue and the red, are gonna be turning.
Yeah, they're rotated.
But the tourbillon is gonna tick rapidly, whereas the blue cage is gonna tick, I think it's once a second. Wait, I have to find
the remontoir is 1 second on the Grand Seiko, yes.
I hope I can find it.
And the tourbillon is a minute tourbillon.
Yes, I agree. So you can see how complicated this watch is right there. This is a big boy watch made by Grand Seiko. This is the remontoir. Tick, 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 tick. Basically, this is a very good animation.
I have a question. What's this
Yes.
watch worth? Does anyone know?
340,000.
So you can see as the tourbillon cage, which is attached right here on this plate, turns, this little lever is gonna, move to the right, and then when it gets over here, it delivers as a one big impulse all the energy to the remontoir. Tick, 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 tick.
You're saying tick or dick?
Tick. But I can say dick if you want. But I don't want to call your... okay.
Yeah.
And, which is, I think is absolutely awesome, is that the movement, if you go over here, the movement of the remontoir cage turning is what brings it back onto this lever. I think it's too geeky for everyone to understand, but okay.
Actually, talking about geeks, that watch has been presented, I think, a couple of years ago. And the engineer that did it is also a geek and a musician. Pretty cool guy. And there is a video out there. I just wanted to...
It has been, and that was his first movement. So you can see quite the same. You also have this tourbillon force constant combination here. And this is the end product. So you can see...
That's a lot better. That one I can read. I can actually read the time on that one.
You like it because it's curvy?
Yes, definitely. You know exactly the way I like.
There we go. So here we have the tourbillon cage. So, tick, 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 tick. And look, here, right there, they combined both together. And see how both cage turn one within the other.
I think our audience is already asleep. So I just wanted to show a picture of the guy who created
it. I'm going through my second coffee. That's how much I'm trying to stay awake here. Hurry the fuck.
That is Takuma Kawauchiya, I would say. And he's a product developer for Grand Seiko. Pretty young guy, musician. There is a video out there, which we're going to try to find and post it there. So very cool guy. And
this guy's not even a watchmaker. He's a musician. Is that what you're saying?
I think he was a musician before he became a watchmaker. Yes.
Okay. I thought he had no idea what he was doing and just designed that. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Mr. GMT, just changing jobs. Okay, so now that we totally bore our audience, so Marco, I disagree with you about the preference Grand Seiko versus FP Journe, because in my opinion, Grand Seiko puts it onto another level because they integrated the remontoir into the tourbillon, which is a special skill or another skill that FP Journe doesn't have. What do you say?
Well,
Swis?
I mean, FP Journe has many other skills that Grand Seiko doesn't have.
That is true.
So
no, but he said he prefers the remontoir tourbillon by FP Journe over that Grand Seiko.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I would need some time to think about it to really compare both of them. But
exactly.
Yeah.
I think Watches 63 puts it to the point. If it said AP or Vacheron, we would be raving about it.
Yeah, because if it was Vacheron, it would be way better than this.
Oh, come on.
Way more expensive too. No, but this is an awesome watch. And, it is innovating, and I am always for innovation. Anything that can make watches better, I like. Even if it's a piece of trash, if it's a more efficient piece of trash, it's worth investing into.
I can see Marco backpedaling a little bit now. Technically,
the Grand Seiko is more impressive. Journe made his movement in 1999. So 20 plus years old at this point. Finishing of the Grand Seiko is also better, but the style of the FP Journe is nicer. This is subjective.
And is it easy to obtain? Hell no.
No, hell no. But I would say this one isn't easy to obtain.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're getting vetted just like you get vetted for the micro watches.
You might get AP experience.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Do we have something more spicy, interesting for the audience? Because I think we are losing here our viewers. So enough nerd watch talk. Let's put something spicy on.
Well, do you have something spicy to...
Actually, I would like to invite the audience to discuss this with us. Just
absolutely.
After we made not that particular movement, but the next question. And I think it's a super interesting question. So are there watches that you guys bought, sold, and bought again? So which watches are they? And why did you buy them again? Or why did you sell them in the first place? And how often did you buy and sell? Because I'm hearing that the internet is full with those stories. Should I post the link right now, or should you tell us what sins you've been committed, and then I talk about my sins?
That's a great idea. Invite some of the crew on, the people in the chat.
Let's invite some people. I'm gonna post the link. Well,
if they're crazy enough to actually jump on.
So, Mr. GMT, you start. Did you ever buy a watch, sell it, and then buy it again?
Yes, but in a different configuration. Like what I'm trying to say is, I bought a no-date sub, then I went to a two-tone sub. Okay,
you're out, because that is not what that was not the question. Okay, so Swis.
So, to me, it's I don't know how to answer this, because I never sold any of my watches.
Really?
Yeah, okay. Really. I have considered at some point selling my Tudor, because, to be honest, it's been sitting over there for a long time.
But you wouldn't buy it back?
I don't know, though. I really don't know, and because of that, I have not been selling it. If I sell it, I might regret it, because it is also my first luxury watch.
Okay.
And I don't know. It is a special one for me. Just like my first Rolex. No, this one is way more special. My first Rolex, would be one of the last watches I ever sell.
Swis, this is the problem why people like you, because you don't have edges.
Russia at once. We can't let you all in.
You don't have edges. You haven't committed those sins that everybody does. So this is a really problematic relationship with you, because I'm always getting attacked for having done stupid stuff, and you just don't confess.
Yeah. Well, I have a solution. Don't be stupid.
Yeah. Okay. So
everyone sees your stupidity, Jonathan, constantly.
Yeah.
What you say is always out there, you dumb.
Okay. So my second sin was not a sin, but it was an IWC, and that was hot shit in the late 80s. It was that was a 33 millimeter Ultra Sportivo by IWC, designed by Porsche, designed totally minimalistic in titanium. And when I saw it, I found it very cool. I was young, stupid, and innocent. So I bought it, then got bored of it. So sold it within a year.
Let's get one foot straight here. You still fuck.
So I sold it and I bought it again because I kind of regretted it because I thought the shape was very cool. And I sold it again and I never looked back. So that was my second sin. My first sin was 1 second. Was my first Rolex, which was a 16760, which is also called the Fat Lady.
Ooh, you sold your first Rolex?
Yeah. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. I know.
Ooh.
So that was the Fat Lady. Can I pull up the picture? 1 second. Okay, here's. Oh no, doesn't work. I screwed it up, guys. 1 second.
This is another
Wrong
fat
picture.
lady. Yeah, in the
Wrong
meantime,
picture.
Speedy Hernandez sold my Aquaterra 41, but plan on buying again. Sad face. I would give you one piece of advice. You might consider the smaller size. 41 is a bit big. I rather enjoy the 38.
So my first watch was a Rolex GMT Master 16760, which was brand new back then. Before it had the plexi crystal, the matte dial with a pure lume, and that was basically the new kid around the block. And I had to get it. That was a very thick watch, actually. They changed the reference after a couple of years. Here, the first one says Oyster Perpetual date, and the other I think that is a later one, because the first one just said Oyster Perpetual, and then they changed to Oyster Perpetual date. So yes, so I bought this. That was my first Rolex. I really wanted it, but being young in the sales. I was moving on then to my first Blancpain after I met Monsieur Biver, and I needed some money. So I stupidly sold my first Rolex, which I always regretted. And a couple of years later, I bought the GMT Master back, which was then 16710. Sold it again because I thought I'm going to move Vacheron and all the stuff. So got rid of it because I thought that Rolex was a little bit too basic. And fortunately, before I left retail, I managed to get one of the last GMT Master 5 digits. So I saved that and I still have it. So I have it now for over 20 years.
You know what I got out of your whole story right now? You know what I got out of your whole story right now? What you're telling? Is that you're fucking up.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so those are my two sins that I committed: watches that I bought, sold, and rebought again. The IWC never looked back. The Rolex is the love of my life, and that's not going anywhere. Yeah, Dave Corey forgives me because I still have the 5 digit.
A 5 digit? Is it better than a 4 digit?
No.
Okay.
No, but for sentimental reasons, I keep the 5 digit because that was my first Rolex, and that is the best thing that I get. I'm not a big fan of used watches, so when I'm able to get one new, I'd rather have that. So that was a chosen move to get one of the last 5 digits before they move to 6 digits.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, that was interesting. Honestly, I don't plan in selling any of my watches right now. I don't plan on buying any watches right now. I mean, unless I get a magic phone call, which is never gonna happen. So I think I won't be in this kind of situation for quite some time.
I lifted that topic from the Rolex forum, and it was interesting to read people's stories. And there is a common theme, Swiss. Guess which is the watch that the Rolex guys on the Rolex forums flipped the most? And it's not a Rolex.
And it's not a Rolex?
No. Speedmaster.
I was about to say Speedmaster.
Yeah. So there are guys who bought and sold the Speedmaster 4 times and still go on. And you're hearing that story over and over and over, that people are getting rid of the Speedmaster then buying back. Mr. GMT.
I mean,
why do you think they that people sell the Speedmaster so much? Why is that?
It is one of the most popular watches. Every time you hear someone talking about, their collecting or collection or whatever, they always say, to have a collection, you must have a Speedmaster, whatever. I think there is a lot of peer pressure to, get a Speedmaster, just like the Reverso. Reverso also has this kind of connotation, like every collection must have a Reverso, which isn't true in my opinion.
My favorite watches.
I think many people, they buy the Speedmaster because they were told to, then they find out it was a mistake, they sell it, and then a few years later they finally fell in love with it and they buy it.
I agree with that theory mostly. I think the problem is the normal Speedmaster is a little bit too big. So people love the story. They know or they hear about the history, about the significance, and so on. And like you say, a lot of people advise to have it basically as a basic pillar for their watch collection.
Yeah.
Then they buy it. They realize it doesn't look so great. And they sell it, but they can't stop reading and hear how significant it is, and it looks pretty good on pictures. So they buy again. So Speedy Hernandez says he's on his third Speedmaster, which basically confirms what I was just telling. So Speedy, tell us your story a little bit. Would you mind putting it in the comments, or maybe you would like to hop on? There are so many Speedmaster options that you, when you get one, you might realize that there are different models that you prefer. That is another problem.
It's true. I bought my first Speedmaster, the only Speedmaster, not my first, my only Speedmaster I bought. And it was short and stumpy. That's why I got rid of it. It was the triple date. The triple date was very small. It's a 39 millimeter, but it's very thick. And I had to get rid of it. It just didn't really do it for me. But yeah. That was my experience with Speedmaster. But it's never, the thing is that I don't understand is people go out there and buy a Speedmaster for a chronograph. Yes, it has got the history, it has got everything about it going for it. But I actually went for the Hoya Caliber 11 because I found that watch was actually a better watch and more interesting watch that not a lot of people were gravitating to. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, fair enough. Your Hoya is also an icon, but if you ask random watch collectors, 40-year-old watch design classic, legend, I think 90% would point to the Omega, and maybe 10% would point to your Hoya.
Yes, I agree, but that's what I mean. Like, not a lot of people gravitate to the Hoya, which I find is a lot more interesting than actually the look of it. I'm trying to say the way that it looks than the actual Speedy.
Yep, makes sense.
By the way, if I had to get one Speedy, that would be it.
Yeah, that is beautiful. 2998.
The CK 2998. Bonus point, it is 40 mil. 40 mil as opposed to 42.
I think this is the one that Marco likes as well. I'm pretty sure this is.
Yeah, but on the flip side, it is expensive now. Yeah, it is like over 9,000, I think.
Well, okay.
If you want one in good condition, yeah. Sad story.
The captain's got a really nice one. He's got the Tokyo 2020 Panda. It's beautiful. I love that watch. Which I know that Jonathan doesn't because he thinks the
wait, oh no, that one.
Yeah, Jonathan doesn't like it.
Why don't you like it?
Because you say what's it called? The fucking, I forget what they call it again. It's fucking 2 in the morning.
You mean the subdials are too close?
Subdials, that's the one. The
Yeah.
subdials are either too far apart or too close together. I don't know
No,
what you say.
a little bit too close, yes. But I think there are much worse options out there. I also like the one with the red bezel, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
That is also 2020.
Cool. Very cool watch. Yeah, absolutely. So there we go. I will post the link in the chat once more. Is it working? If anyone wants to join us for the after show, don't forget, guys, that TN Tickers is having a very nice stream today on the topic of pocket watches and Atmos clocks with
Yes, that would be interesting.
Jamie Opulence. So go hop onto their stream. I think we're gonna wrap this up. So thank you everyone for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to my panel members, Jonathan and our producer, Mr. GMT. Thank you. And we will be seeing you, everyone, next week.
And by the way, remember, guys, always stay sexy. It's very important. Take care, guys. Come and get it! 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 You won't regret it in 2022 at Tip Top Snack Bar!